So there's this group of guys who like hate women and they're incels, but they're black. So I call them Nigcels.
I really want to talk about um, Alpo, right? But even on a bigger scale, we have like this unwritten street code about snitching, right? And it's like I understand people who are in that lifestyle why they're against snitching, but at the end of the day, like, does it kind of hold us in bondage as a community, right? Um, because these people can almost count on doing a crime right in front of our faces, and because there is a street code, that niggas won't say a fucking word, right? Like, whether it be by intimidation, but I think even bigger than intimidation, people hold this as like a badge of honor, right? Like, even if you're not in a gang or whatever, it's like, yo, I'm a real nigga. I don't tell. Like, I seen the shit and I just mind my fucking business, right? So these people are emboldened or feel emboldened to commit these different crimes. And I think, like,
But you know who they will tell on?
who's that?
George Zimmerman.
Oh,
you know who you will tell on? Derek Chauvin, the police. You'll go snitch on them when they kill somebody.
Yeah, so we do this thing, right? Yeah, we do this thing, right, that because people are close to us, they're probably cousins, they're probably brothers, they're uncles and stuff like that. Like, we protect them at all costs. And the shit just gotta fucking stop. Because at the end of the day, right, if somebody snitches, right, and they talk about, well, somebody loses their father, somebody loses their uncle, it's like, well, the only person, for the most part, a snitch can put in jail is a fucking criminal. So for me, it's just like, why do I care? So, all right, we're going to ping up a little bit. We're going to talk about the Alpo situation, like who he told on, and then like what happened because of it, right? I just think that snitches in general, like, who are probably bad people themselves, they're just a net benefit, right? Because they erase the community. So hold on, let me set this thing up. But Alexander, I don't know if you want to cap it off.
Well, uh, I agree with the title. I mean, anybody that gets thugs off the street is doing a good job. Now, this person might not have lived the best life, but if I want criminals off the street, he's helping me accomplish that goal, and that's just the goal at the end of the day. Get these ignorant terrorizers and destroyers of communities and good people. Get them out of here. I don't care. I don't care how you get to the destination. It could be by train. It could be by plane. You can be by bus. As long as we get to that destination, that's all I care about. So I don't care if it's snitching or if they die or, if it's just the police get them in the act. I don't really care. As long as they're out of here, I'm kind of done with it.
Right, so we're going to talk about the Alpo situation. I think most people have watched, why did I just forget the movie? Right on
Paid in Full.
Paid in Full, right? And they saw Alpo is who Cameron played in Paid in Full. Actually, one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite movies. But essentially, Alpo was selling drugs in Harlem. He made inroads with a, I don't even want to like big him up, a killer out of Philly named Wayne Perry, right? Who did
Washington D.C.
Out of DC, my bad, out of DC, right? Alpo got caught with some drugs, and instead of, they tried to pin some murders on him, and instead of taking a life sentence, they asked him to give him Wayne Perry. So like, when you're in the streets, the cops know who's doing everything, right? They know who all the murderers are. They know who all the drug dealers are. They just don't have enough information and evidence to put them away, right? We all know this. If you're from anywhere, you know who the killers are in your hood. We know this, right? So some people are afraid of them, whatever. So they knew Wayne Perry was the person putting down everybody. It's alleged that Wayne Perry is directly involved with over 100 murders. I'll say that again. It's alleged that Wayne Perry is involved with over 100 murders. I'm actually going to play some clips in a little bit, and we're going to actually hear Alpo talk about some of the murders that Wayne Perry committed. Wayne Perry, he said that Wayne Perry, if he saw that you had a group of girls that liked them, if you were a dude that had a lot of girls, this dude would murder you just to show up at your funeral to talk to the girls and get their phone numbers. This is out of Alpo's mouth when he got out of jail. So the feds offered him a deal, right? If you give us Wayne Perry, who we knew was terrorizing everybody. He was terrorizing all the big drug dealers in D.C. Even Rayful Edmond, if you guys ever watch his story, used to pay Wayne Perry, or tried to pay Wayne Perry, right? So that he wouldn't kill him, just to stay off his head. Wayne Perry wouldn't even take the money, right? This dude terrorized everything, right? So they said, okay, we'll give you a deal, right? You'll get 35 years if you gave us Wayne Perry. He gave him up. Was that a sucker move for Alpo? Probably. Do I want Wayne Perry in the streets? Fuck no. So he gets 35 years. Wayne Perry gets life. Win-win situation for me. I don't fucking care. And you know what happened? Alpo did 19 out of his 35 years because he got out on good time. He came out to the streets, and he went right back into the streets. Cool. He didn't change. But within 5 years of him being released, he's dead. So Alpo's now dead, a murderer who's associated with about 15 murders himself. Cool. I'm glad he's gone, respectfully. And Wayne Perry will never touch the streets again. Great. So,
thank God.
Thank God, right? Like, do we really want people who will murder you on the drop of the dime on the streets? So at the end of the day, if you're not in the streets, why the fuck do you care about snitches snitching? They perform a net benefit for our community.